Junietta stared at the wrinkled, gray-haired stranger in the mirror, barely recognizing her. In her mind, she didn't resemble that elderly woman, but was the same woman she'd been at 50, even 40 years old, able to accomplish anything she put her mind to. It was her traitorous body that was the problem. She heard a soft knock on her bedroom door, and one of the servants entered. "Madame Stanhope, your family's lawyers have arrived. They're waiting in Mr. Stanhope's study." "Thank you, Addy, you're a dear." She made her way carefully down the endless marble stairs so she wouldn't arrive out of breath. Her ankles were not too swollen today, and her heart was behaving itself, keeping a slow, rhythmic pace, which was surprising, considering the heartbreaking wound it had suffered. She could hear the somber mumble of men's voices from outside the study and entered to greet the two lawyers. Mr. Wilson, the older one, wore outdated mutton chop whiskers and tiny spectacles. He was seated behind the desk, shuffling through a stack of papers, but he rose and bowed slightly to greet her. "Good afternoon, Madame Stanhope. Please accept my condolences once again on your terrible loss." He gestured to the other lawyer, a much younger man with wide shoulders and thick ebony hair, who was busily arranging chairs in front of the desk for Junietta, Sylvia, and Adelaide. "This is my colleague, Howard Forsyth." Junietta knew precisely who he was, but pretended not to. "How do you do, Mr. Forsyth?" "I'm honored to meet you, Madame Stanhope." She detected a smile in his blue eyes as he greeted her, and his friendliness pleased her. Lawyers were usually dour, and the reading of A.B.'s will certainly called for solemnity, but it pleased her that young Howard Forsyth didn't take himself too seriously. Adelaide arrived next, and Junietta's heart swelled with love for her youngest granddaughter. The poor dear looked so detached, so austere, and she wondered what had happened to the gentle girl who would come into her bedroom suite, asking 1,000 questions. Junietta had neglected her these past few years, becoming so busy with her own work that she'd allowed Adelaide to slip away. Junietta had to remedy that. She wouldn't let her become like all the other Stanhopes. "Put my chair closer to that window," she directed, brandishing her cane. Young Mr. Forsyth hurried to obey. "And kindly open those curtains and raise the sash to let in some air and sunlight. I told my late husband countless times that this room was too dark and gloomy, but he never cared much for my opinion."